Ahoy everyone, and welcome aboard. And just before we delve into SSL 403, I just want to take a minute and wish you all a Happy New Year, because today is officially January 1st, 2020. So welcome to the new year, and I hope it brings good things for all of us. Also, I want to take a minute and send out condolences and best wishes to some fellow sailors who have run into some misfortune along their way. And I think some of you might be familiar with sailing Zingaro. Those of you that are not, they are a young couple that are sailing on a smaller catamaran and have ran into some, well, misfortune, I guess to say the least, as they were sailing up on Hawaii. They were about 60 miles off the coast and apparently ran into some weather. It literally cracked their catamaran in half. They made it ashore in one piece, didn't sink, and they are safe and sound, and now they're sitting there wondering what's next. Of course, they have a big decision to make. Do they stop and rebuild this boat or scrap it and start over with something else? But of course, this is something we wouldn't wish on anybody, and it could have happened to any one of us, you or me. So this is why the sailing community at times like this needs to come together and show our support. So I will put a link to their YouTube channel right here, and their most current information I believe is on their Facebook page. I'll put a link to that in the description so you guys can go and at least say hi and show some moral support if nothing else. But to the captain and crew of Zingaro, I sincerely hope you guys overcome this and get you know, either the boat fixed or something new and get back on your course as soon as possible. So fair winds, you guys. Fair winds to all of you. Again, Happy New Year, and now let's get back to the show. Cheers. Well, we had a great last night here in Providence. As you can see, the sail's up. So we are off on to the next leg of the journey, the one everybody's been anticipating, the one that takes us up the coast of Nicaragua. So we're just leaving. It's about 7 a.m. Just got the mainsail up, got all our snubber lines and everything in, anchor's up. And just letting the anchor clean a little bit down there. It had a lot of mud on it, so just letting that wash itself off as we head out through the channel entrance here. You can see that's the southwest tip of Providence right here, and we got a series of green markers over here and red over here, so this is the southern entrance. We came in the northern one when we got here, but if you can see, there's all the other boats right out there. So they've already set to sea, part of our group, so they left over the course of the last hour. Everybody kind of left on their own, fan out a little bit, and we'll be heading out to sea and just kind of stay together in a pack within a few miles of each other so that we're always in contact. So that's going to be important because we're going down the coast of Nicaragua, and that of course is why the Coast Guard has put their biggest Navy ship on charge of us. So he's going to be escorting us probably about 5 miles away from us and towards the coast of Nicaragua, just to fend off anybody that might be coming to give us any trouble. So that's what we are anticipating, is no trouble. So that will be nice. Always good to have a big brother standing by and watching over you when you're not sure of what's going to happen around the next coastline. And Nicaragua has a very bad reputation right now. It's the only pirate waters in these areas, so that's why they decided to not take any chances and guide the rally out. So that was really nice of them. Wow, you can see a lot of the boats up there now. It looks like there's at least 20 boats on the horizon, so I left a little bit behind so that we can actually just spend a little time catching up, so that'll be good, because I think we're going to be a little bit faster than some of them. So that's what we're doing now. So I got to get back to pulling up the anchor so we don't drag that, and then we are on our way. The engine is off. We are under full sail. And fresh squeezed orange juice on the menu. Thank you to the lovely Valentina. Thank you, Valentina. Oh my God, that's yummy. So nice and a perfect day at sea. It's gonna be very light weather. We're hoping to average 5.8 knots. That's how light the weather is going to be. But we need to average 5.8 knots in order to arrive at our next destination, the first stopover, by tomorrow before dark. So we left here at 7 o'clock. We've got until 6 p.m. to get there, and it's about just under 200 miles total. So we've got about 35 hours to make 200 miles. So we'll see how we do with that. But that means we need to make an average of about 5.6, 5.7 knots. Hopefully we're gonna stay closer to 6 and then we can arrive earlier in the day. That would be awesome, but we'll see when we get there.
Gingerbread cookies. Mm-hmm. You do.
Well, I'm glad to see we're moving. Fleet's up ahead. Everybody looks to be doing well.
Not too bad at all.
And we're getting just over 6 knots right now, so that's nice. Hopefully that remains constant. And we've even got our little flower there. It's coming back to life. Look at that. He lost all his flowers a long time ago, and just yesterday for some reason blossomed a whole bunch of brand new ones. Very cool. You can see the boats off in the distance. I think we got cookie. So far, all I can say is, wow. It's been a really, really nice trip so far. We're about 3 hours out, so not a long way into it yet. But as you can see, we are under full sail. We have true wind of about 12 to 14 knots average. And we're smoking along at 7.3 to 7.4 knots consistently. The seas are very calm. I mean, sophisticated lady's hardly moving at all. You can see the bow. We're not getting a lot of motion up there. We got about, say, maybe 2 to 3 feet maximum. You can pretty much almost stand here freehand, but don't do that. But no, it's been a beautiful trip. We have already caught up to the first group. They're just off our starboard side there. And we're still heading for the pack up front. You can see them just up there. So our group is up there. We're still working to catch up to them. But yeah, the lady is flying. So we're already passing the first group and on our way forward. So yeah, we're making really good time, which is nice. We hoped for an average speed of 5.6, 5.7, and so far we're doing 7 point, let's say conservatively even 7.2. So we're gaining a knot and a half each hour. So if we do that for the first 10 hours, that knocks 15 miles off our day tomorrow. So that's a nice start. Great way to start the day. But yeah, that's one thing I can say with certainty. The lady is flying. She be sailing good, slippery. Still got a nice clean bottom. We had that checked yesterday. Almost no growth. Props in good shape. Props folded right now. And we're just sliding on through. And it's a beautiful day, as you can see. And yeah, our wind is had about 60 to 70 degrees off the starboard bow. So almost a beam reach, but not quite. But for, hey, light winds, yeah, we're only getting about, like I said, 12, 13, 14 knots true, which is giving us about 18 knots apparent as we're doing 7 knots kind of almost in, up towards it. So perfect sail. It's a great day on the Caribbean Sea. Love it. Always good to be at sea.
So Sophisticated Lady's doing quite well today. We are currently sailing towards Guanaja, which we're going to reach only tomorrow evening, tomorrow being Monday. Yeah, and it's a pretty wonderful day, fantastic sail so far. Now the wind is sort of dying down a little, but so far so good. We're still averaging like 6 knots, and we might reach up to some of the boats ahead of us who started their journey probably 1 hour earlier. And yeah, we're very much alone right now, but probably not too far from either the boats ahead or the boats behind us. I guess 4 or 5 miles definitely in front of us, and the boats behind us, yeah, quite a bit more. We don't see any of them at the moment, but you know, we're enjoying this. It's a gorgeous day, and Lady's doing quite well. Tiki's very happy. She's singing. Well, now she stopped because she's listening to me. She wants to hear what I'm saying. Would love to spot some dolphins. We can see the big ship, the Coast Guard, as watching over us because we're sailing along the coast of Nicaragua, so we need some protection. There are pirates circulating in these seas, so they're watching over us somewhere over there. But we can't see them. Anyway, that's all for now.
Captain's update. It is almost 5:30 p.m. and it has been a beautiful day. Even Tiki's happy. She's been enjoying the sail. But you can see we're moving along really nicely, but not rocking and rolling at all. The boat's really smooth, and we're just sitting here enjoying the ride. It's been awesome. Got a nice trail going out the back. We're still averaging right now just over 6 knots. But we've only got, literally, we are down to 7-8 knots of true wind. And last time I checked, it was 12 to 13 knots apparent wind, because of course we're going up into it. But the Sophisticated Lady, she's making her track and just going straight up. It's a beautiful run. Yeah, Tiki's excited. But yeah, the wind is about 50 to 55 degrees off the starboard bow. And we got most of the fleet tracking just up off our port bow, our group. So we're gonna go catch up to our group soon. So everybody's slowing down a little bit. The wind has calmed down a bit through the day, and of course now we're coming up to sunset soon, so that's going to change and drop the wind probably a little bit again. So we're probably going to put in maybe 3/4 of an hour to an hour of motor ride here in the next little while, just to make up a little bit of distance, because we're still about 3 miles behind them. We've actually caught up, oh, let's see, we've caught up about 8 miles since we started, so we've done really well. We passed the rest of the fleet over there. There's another fleet that's way up ahead, and they're still up there as well. And there's another fleet in behind that's bringing up the rear, but it sounds like many of them might be motoring, but not sure. Just heard rumors. Yeah, here's our track, you can see. We're staying parallel to our track, right on course. There's our course line right here. You see there's the coast of Nicaragua right here. That's what we're trying to stay off of, and we've got our track line, and we are right on target. So that's our turning waypoint right there, and then we're heading over here through the reefs, and then up here, and then into our first island anchorage for the evening. So that's where we want to be in tomorrow evening, not tonight, but tonight we'll be at sea, and tomorrow evening we'll be at the anchorage while we wait for the next weather window, because once we get there, it's supposed to go flat calm probably for a day or two, and then once that fills in, we'll look to move on to Guanaja, the island that's the first one we're going to go to before Roatan. So far so good. Just winding down for the evening, getting ready for a nice sunset, as you can see. That will be coming up soon. Got all the boats up off the bow. You can see that's all our group just over there. So that's who we're working to catch up to so that we can be in close range for radio communications during the course of the night. So we should be up with them in the next hour. We only got another maybe 2 miles to catch up and we'll be right with them, so that's pretty good. Down below, what do we got? Somebody's enjoying the ride.
Preparing arrabbiata sauce.
Oh, that sounds yummy. I see fresh tomatoes.
Garlic and onion.
Garlic, onion, and fresh tomatoes.
Peeled the tomatoes.
Let's see.
They didn't just grow peeled. I peeled them. Skinned them off. And I didn't butcher my finger this time.
Good, good. Good job. Yeah, it took a long time to heal that last time.
I know, yeah.
So you're making a real Italian recipe at sea.
Well, let's not stress real too much. Let's define real. Let's not dwell on real too much. But as close as it gets, you know.
Close as it gets, given the circumstances.
Exactly. You know.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. Never gonna argue with fresh meals at sea, trust me, and we've had a great sail. So it's certainly a good opportunity to take and do a little cooking in the galley below. Hey Tiki. Yeah, I think we're just gonna wind down here and enjoy a sunset over the next little while. Should be in about an hour to an hour and a half. Oh, I see more sails behind us now. Somebody's bringing up the rear. Let's have a look. Yeah, that's quite a few of them. Okay, so I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it looks like about 9 boats coming up from rear. It almost looks like somebody's got a Jennifer out. Yeah, it looks like. That'd be nice in this breeze. It's a very light breeze. But we'll wait to hear who that is. Should start hearing them on the radio pretty soon. So imagine the group will all be in close proximity for the evening, and then we'll start doing roll call and find out who's around and how everybody's doing. But so far our group is doing really well. So happy to hear that. Everybody's happy, enjoying the sail, and not had to motor so far. Perfecto. A beautiful ending to the day. Just coming out on the bow as the sun is going down just behind us. And we've still got full sails up. Not much of a Columbia flag left, unfortunately, but it's still there. But it's been a great sail. And you can just see that's Raven has come up, or we just come up behind them now. So we've got them on broadside, on our port side. And we've got a whole other fleet way up there. But our group is, well, you can't see them, but they're just here underneath the jib. So we made some good progress today. We caught up with the group because we left a couple hours later because I figured we'd probably catch up because it was going to be light wind and we're pretty good in the light wind. So it was a nice sail.
It was a wonderful sail.
Yeah.
Hands down, my best sail so far.
Valentina was worried about it. She made all kinds of food beforehand and everything, and now she's like, oh, I don't want to eat the pre-made stuff. Let's make something nice for dinner.
Exactly. Let's cook on the go.
Yeah.
I'm feeling fine.
So no, that's very cool. And it's nice to be in close proximity with the other boats, so I'm sure we're going to see lots of them overnight. We've all got our just our deck lights on, so like our navigation lights. So we just got our standard navigation lights on.
I need sugar. Can we stop by?
Borrow sugar and an egg or something, right?
I need eggs.
Yeah.
I really would need eggs.
I know in this weather we probably could just go alongside them and trade stuff. Stop over for sundowners.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, very cool. the pirates can stay home tonight.
Uh-huh.
That's what we're hoping anyway.
Beautiful lights over there.
Yeah, so here's our look coming off the bow. It's looking like it's going to be a very nice evening. Lots of high pressure. Winds have been fairly steady. Little twilight on those clouds there. So we may have a little bit of squall activity with some of these clouds forming there, but it doesn't look like anything major at all. So not expecting anything major at all. It should be a very peaceful evening. I'm gonna go with full sail because if we do get a squall, I'll just bear off and we'll just bleed downwind and just stall the jib with the mainsail. Be easy to furl in the jib and get her back under control, but I think that we're going to be needing the speed. We want to keep as much sail area up as possible because it's going to be light winds more than anything, and we want to keep moving. 33.
Keep sailing and not motoring.
Yeah, exactly. No motoring, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed for no motoring and no pirates. So pray for us.
Except for us. We're pirates.
Yeah. The only pirates we want to see is us. But yeah, we can't see it, but over there behind us also is the Coast Guard Navy cutter, and it's a monstrous ship. It's like a battleship, but they are traveling about 10 miles this side of us, because right now we're 80 miles off the coast of Nicaragua, and the Coast Guard cutter is maintaining that area between us and Nicaragua. So they're staying about 10 miles to our west between us and the coast of Nicaragua, and monitoring that whole coast as we go past. So if anybody starts making their way out to us or is in the area in front of us or anything like that, we've got somebody to intercept. So that's very cool. Thank you very much to Colombian Coast Guard. I can't even thank you guys enough from all of us in the rally. You guys made our stay in Colombia so awesome. San Andres was awesome, Providence was awesome, Coast Guard was awesome. And I think everybody really feels at ease tonight because we know that that big ship is there as we go through the only real pirate waters of the area that are something that we needed to worry about. So a lot less worry tonight. So I think
miss Colombia.
Yeah, we'll miss Colombia. They've been good to us, very good to us. So
very much.
Thank you again, gentlemen. Hats off, salute. And if you couldn't see it before, there is our rally group. Right off the starboard bow, lights blazing. Just like being in our own little town in the middle of the Caribbean Sea. Very cool. Always cool traveling in company. Goes the pasta with the master chef.
I'm guarding the stove.
Stove's working?
Literally, I'm on stove watch.
Sauce looks yummy. Can't wait.
I want to watch the bioluminescent plankton. I don't want to watch the water boil. That's all I'm saying.
But you won't say that. You won't see that until like around midnight or so.
I know, but I can't wait.
It's coming. Soon come. Good morning. So that is what we call a fantastic night at sea. What a beautiful night that was. Wow. It was so cool to be surrounded by all the rally boats. Perfectly calm weather, beautiful. You can see we've still got relatively flat seas. I mean, 2 to 3 feet max. We've still only got 8, maybe 9 knots of true wind, but that's giving us 12 to 13 knots of apparent wind, and we are still doing about 6.5 knots, even with a reef in the jib. We had to put a reef in the jib because we had to slow down because we kept outpacing everybody. We actually came up on the number 1 group of boats early in the morning, like 2 o'clock, and started overtaking them, and I passed through about 6 boats in very close proximity. It would have been a very cool thing to film. It was almost surreal. It felt like the old days of Pirates on the Sea or something, you know. We're just all sailing through the waters, stealthily quiet. Nobody knows we're here. You'd come up on a boat, all you see is his stern light, and then all of a sudden, as you come around the side of him, the stern light disappears, and we had a near full moon. It was like a 3/4 moon, and it just cast this eerie glow over everything. Made the sails glow. You had like this silhouette of the boat just going past as you were just sliding through the water. It was such an amazing night. I can't even describe it. I've never had a night at sea like that before. It was really, really nice. Yeah, we only had one incident really. We had one, what appeared to be a fishing boat, although it didn't look like they were fishing, so I don't know, but they came up on our bow when I was off watch. Valentina saw it and saw a light getting closer and closer and closer and not moving, and she thought, well, she woke me up, and I got up and I was like, oh shit. They were right in front of us and not moving. They were like motoring, but I mean not getting out of our way. And they came straight across the bow. I immediately just put it in, I took the autopilot off and turned 90 degrees. And if we hadn't turned, I don't know if it would have been a collision or not, but they just didn't move. And the boat was lit up, like they turned on their lights. They had radar. There was 2 or 3 or maybe 4 guys. We could see them clearly. They were right there. I could almost see the whites of their eyes. But they didn't budge. They just went straight through, and we would have just went straight through them if we hadn't moved. I don't know what they were thinking, but what they were doing. Then I started worrying that they were towing fishing lines or something, so we bore off heavily to go behind them and make sure and give room, but it didn't look like they were fishing. I didn't see rods or anything. But anyway, that turned out uneventful, luckily. Then I did put out a call to the rest of the rally to let them know that this boat was out there and wasn't responding. So they started putting out the call to the rest of everybody, and everybody kept an eye out. And yeah, several boats, I think 5 or 6 other boats did report like going past them. And that was about, I think, 4 o'clock in the morning. So, interesting way to start an early morning. But right now, everything looks good. We are on course for our third waypoint, coming around the coast of Nicaragua, almost past now, and just coming into Honduras, very close. So not far. But it's been a great sail. We got lots of boats still around us, mostly, let's see, don't know if it's the first group or the last group. The faster boats kind of set off and started catching up with us in the middle of the night, and we caught up with everybody else, and now we're kind of at the front of the pack. I think there's maybe 3, maybe 4 boats left in front of us. But other than that, yeah, we pretty much came ahead of everybody by about 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was a great sail, I have to say, and that's a very nice way to wake up in the morning. See a sunrise coming up like that. You can hear Tiki, she sees it also. She's starting to go through her morning rituals already, sitting in the cockpit. Yes, no fronts on the horizon, no storms, no squalls, nothing. It was just a beautiful sailing night, just the way we like them. So I think we are about 40 or maybe 50 miles from destination. So that's starting off now as a day sail. So we should be there sometime by mid-afternoon, I believe, if we're going to stop at that first island for the anchorage and chill out for tonight, or if the weather is really good, we keep going. But it seems like it's going to lighten up today, so I think everybody's plan is still to stop and anchor and wait for the wind to settle back in again, so we can actually make some good tracks to the next place. But yeah, made great time. I think our average speed overnight was over 7 knots and very light winds. Just an amazing sail. So cheers to Sophisticated Lady. Got us through another night at sea. Beautiful night, good speed, calm waters, and a beautiful sunrise coming.